Who's up for a lock-in?
Yay! Welcome to the Phoenix Night special of Steve and Tom's Lock-In!
I'm gutted now that I didn't have a little xylophone. I should have thought about that. And a little xylophone just doing... ding, 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 ding.
Oh,
Lovely,
I am so
lovely.
excited for this episode tonight. We hope you are too. We know that lots of you are because you've been going nuts on social media telling us about how much you love the show, all of your favourite characters. We are going back in time. It's 20 years since Phoenix Nights first aired on our screens. And yesterday, special thing happened yesterday. I went for an open water swim in the sea.
I was very impressed. I heard about this.
You saw this, didn't you? I
Yeah,
went into Morecambe Bay and had a swim in the sea, which was freaking freezing.
Oh, God, what shocked me most is you didn't just dip in. You 20 minutes.
I was in. I swam out to like a boy, and I swam back.
Rescued him.
Yeah, like hello.
What was he doing in the sea? That's what I'm wondering, right?
So much so, I feel so invigorated.
Yeah.
I almost feel 20 years younger, Steve.
Well, funnily enough, I was going to comment about how you look almost 20. You look like you probably looked into... Is this what you've tried to do? Have you tried to recreate
2001. 2001, Phoenix Nights first aired on like our screen. So
Yeah.
I thought we were embracing it tonight. I thought we were going back to like the fashion of 2001. I've even like kind of tried to style my hair a little bit like, you know, Zac Efron, Justin Bieber style. I've got the whole hoodie and jacket look.
I've got denim. Denim is the eternal wear. It's eternal wear since the 70s onwards. This was probably being worn back in 2001.
I've even got some like blonde tips. You know, like you.
I don't want to see that.
What was your hair like in 2001?
Very similar to what it is now, mate. Slightly less grey flecks. Otherwise, I've been bald since I was 21 years old. You'd have to go back to a programme in the mid-80s. If we do an 80s special, I'll put a wig on for that. But I looked exactly... I don't think I've changed one bit, although
Something on one of those old cameras.
Yeah.
You know, where you're running around as a little boy in pants. That you had hair back then, didn't you?
That was when I had hair, yeah. When I look at my clip in Phoenix Nights, in case you're wondering, I was the rubbish juggler end of episode 3, and I'd look so young. Shall I tell you a bit of gossip?
Go on,
just tell you a little bit of gossip.
Give us a little bit of inside information.
Because we probably won't get a chance to mention this. Got so many fabulous guests coming on the show from Phoenix Nights. But when I filmed that little segment, Peter Kay phoned me up. The story is, he phoned me up and he just said, "Look, I want someone to juggle at the end of the show who just can't juggle. Can you pretend to juggle?" It's the equivalent of Les Dawson playing the piano, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's not easy. When you can do something, it's not easy to do it badly.
Yeah.
So I did it with the balls, fine. I kept dropping the balls. And then if you watch very carefully, it came to the plates.
Yeah.
And he'd got, from a Greek restaurant, a load of these smashable Greek plates. He says, "Can you juggle with them?" And then just keep dropping them. And it was my idea to just keep picking up bits of plates, because it got to the point where I just smashed all the plates.
Yeah.
So I was picking up just little segments of plates like that. And I don't think you can catch it on camera, but probably if you modern cameras, maybe if you zoom in, you might be able to see it. But as I juggled with it, it literally just took a big slice out of one of my thumbs. Because I picked up, basically picking up broken pot. That was what I was doing, and trying to juggle with it. And so I was just bleeding.
You're just willing to suffer for your art.
That's the best way of putting it. Yeah.
we're all willing to suffer watching you.
Yeah.
But we have got so much to go through tonight. We've got guests. We've got messages from old cast members.
We may even have messages from the past, and I mean the distant past, if we get a certain psychic on board. I don't want to give too much away.
No, we don't. But I think it's important that we just take them, because it's 2021, it's 20 years ago. So I think we need to just cast our minds back to what it was like back in 2001.
Okay.
So I've got a few questions for you, Steve.
All right.
Yeah, but before we do that, let me just remind you that if you want to chat to us whilst you're here, you can chat to us with the hashtag Steve and Tom's Lock-In. Just put your messages on there. We're loving interacting with you, and we hope you've been enjoying these shows over the last few weeks. And thank you equally for everybody who's bought us a pint.
This is one of them.
If you want to donate any money for all of this entertainment that's been happening, you can go to this thing here. It says you're buying us a coffee, but we're just turning that money into beer.
Although, I have to say,
because we're Northerners.
I've given up drink for Lent. That is me breaking Lent.
I
can't deny it.
Why did I say that out loud?
Can I just, in my own defence, right? I got told, I interviewed a priest on the radio years and years ago, and he said to me, that Sundays don't matter. So
Really?
it's Sunday. Yeah, it's Sunday night. You're allowed to have. So that's. So that's.
There you go. So
it's a legal pint.
Get pissed. You're
get
all right.
me a drink quick while I can have it. Right?
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Yeah. We've got a quick fire 2001 quiz.
Oh, I love a quiz.
All right.
Yeah, go
so,
on. Right,
the questions are going to come at you thick and fast.
I'm
Let's
very
see how you can
competitive, but
remember.
go on, yeah.
Right. Who was Prime Minister?
Oh, in 2000, Tony Blair.
Tony Blair. There he is.
Yeah.
Who was England manager? Actually started on the 9th of January that year.
Well, I went to the World Cup in 2002, and it was Sven-Goran Eriksson.
There he is, very
in.
good. Now, what crisis overtook the country on the 19th of February that year, consisting of 2 body parts?
Oh, foot and mouth.
Foot and mouth. There it is. Very good, very good.
Right near here.
Now, this is close to your lakeside retreat. What was pulled from the bottom of constant water 34 years after it sank to the bottom of the lake bed?
Bluebird.
And? Who was
and
in
Donald
it?
Campbell.
Donald Campbell.
That's
and his
not
body.
him. That's not him. He looked a lot better than you expected to do, wouldn't you? 1960s
So
when
he
he a lot more jovial than expected, man. He looked in better nick than you after 20 minutes.
Yeah.
20 minutes in the sea, you look worse than that.
Who?
And smaller, if you know what I mean.
Who punched someone after getting egg on his face?
Oh, Prescott, John Prescott.
Yeah, there he is. There it is. There
Oh,
it is.
God,
Oh, right in the chops. Go on, Johnny. Now, which magical film debuted in November of this year and went on to take over $1 billion at the box office?
Magical film. Well, it must. Is Harry Potter that old?
Harry Potter.
No
That is
way.
also 20 years old this year.
Oh my word.
Now, this is an interesting one.
Yeah.
What was the UK's best-selling car for the 3rd year running?
Oh, I was doing right well up until this point. The UK's best for the third, early 2000. Is it a Ford Focus?
Oh! No! He's nailed it! Which of the Beatles died this year?
No one's died. Oh, in 2001?
Yeah.
Oh, George Harrison.
George Harrison, yeah.
George Harrison.
Now this is going to test you. Who's this?
Oh! He's clue because he got Rick Waller.
Rick Waller! It's Rick Waller!
Oh,
he went through to the knockout stages of Pop Idol. And
all right, okay.
unfortunately had to leave because he had something wrong with his throat. So this man took his place. Who's this? Oh! Jim hadn't got him. Darius Dinesh.
Oh, Darius!
Darius Dinesh. There he is. There he is, Darius Dinesh. Yeah, he took his place. And went on to come like 3rd or 4th or something like that.
Like novelty record. Oh no, I'm thinking of Chico. It's Darius time. It wasn't that, was it? It was Chico's time.
I mean, every day it's Darius time in every day.
Yeah.
Now, which soap returned to our screens after a 13-year absence this year, 2001?
It had been away for 13 years.
Brought it back.
Neighbour. No.
Is it
no. There was some
There's
dark
only
years.
one. There's
There was
only
some dark
one.
years.
If I put like a beanie hat on, you might remember.
Oh, Crossroads.
Crossroads.
Did they really?
Yeah, they brought it back. It didn't last.
God, not blimey.
Now, talking
can't
about
bring
TV
things
shows,
back as-
now, which show signed off this year, after which plastic surgeons raised a scalpel to salute the TV show and say how it had evolutionised their industry?
It's
It's a TV show and it finished on this year, but it transformed the industry of plastic surgery. Shall we have a little look?
Under the Knife is the only thing I'm thinking of.
No, there it is.
Oh!
With the running and the beach and the running.
Just leave that picture on just a little bit. Oh, it's gone. But that's better. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, the good old days.
Oh.
Who won the first reality music
Sorry, I've lost you. What was the question?
No, Pop Stars
Yeah, yeah.
was at the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
Who won the first reality music competition, which was Pop Stars, and went on to have a UK #1 single and album in April of this year?
Oh, I know Sam and Mark did it one year. And then
Wherever
with
you
Michelle.
go, gonna be
Oh,
there.
Girls
Wherever
Aloud.
you
Girls
go,
Aloud.
Oh, we're gonna be there.
Oh,
Pure and simple.
Liberty X.
No, pure
other
and
ones.
simple, gonna be there.
Oh, hearsay. Oh, why did
Hearsay.
of all the things, when we did Phoenix Nights live at the arena,
Yeah, they played it, didn't you?
we had, well, Peter just thought it'd be funny if he just had a projector that he just found at the arena. That's just the idea behind it. And it just projected Hearsay on the front when people came in.
Yeah, and they played
And
the
that
song,
was
didn't
it.
they?
And they played that,
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
like
yeah.
the build-up music. Oh, I can't believe.
Oh,
and
can't
there's your
believe
link.
you forgot that.
There's the link into the whole programme.
Which two
Missed it.
presenters
Yeah.
leave SMTV this year to focus on their primetime TV careers?
Anton Dick.
Never worked out, did it?
No,
Terrible
they shouldn't
decision.
have. What a terrible decision.
decision.
Look, they were better when they were a chair.
And after which much-loved UK TV show returns to our screens this Christmas, 5 years after it was previously on, and they also earns the highest ratings of the entire decade.
It has to be Only Fools and Horses.
Yeah, came back after 5 years away. 22 million people watched that Christmas
Was
special.
that when they became millionaires at the end of it? Is that, or was
Well,
that
they had
one
about 3
previous?
episodes, didn't they?
Was there?
Yeah. So there endeth the
Oh, that was a-
2001
that
quiz.
was a
You feel
good-
like you're back in the zone?
I feel like, yeah. I feel like...
Welcome back.
I feel like it's still
Do
fresh
I
in the
look,
memory,
do I
to be
look
honest.
more in keeping now?
Yeah, you do now. Yeah, I was just going to do that. Just feel just a few hairs that were existent back in 2001.
So, we asked you online and on our social media platforms to tell us what your favourite moments of the Phoenix Nights series were. It can be Series 1, Series 2, and we had loads and loads of you come at us with your favourite characters, favourite clips of scenes,
Anyone
different
say
ones
the
like
juggler?
that.
Anyone say the juggler at the scene?
I said the juggler, Steve.
Thanks,
obviously.
thanks.
But we had so many responses, and we had people saying when Jerry Sinclair was singing his songs in Asda, we had young Kenny getting his face tattooed as a tiger, but there was 2 real standout winners that loads and loads of people said, and one of them was the unbelievably much loved Rave On.
The louder you scream, the faster the ride. Remember, fun is the key, but keep seated at all times or you may die. Shabba!
Do you know what's more shocking?
Shabba.
Them kids in the late 20s now, aren't they? They're
Yeah.
30-year-old.
Yeah.
They're 30-year-old, them kids.
Oh, mate.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, Neil, he's brilliant, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good friend of yours.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's a lovely guy. He was going to be part of he's very busy because they're filming Brassic, aren't they, at the moment? And so he's tied up at the moment. But listen,
He's really sorry he can't be with us.
But we
But
have
he's
got
with us
some
in
other
spirit.
guests.
Shabba.
We have got other guests, haven't we?
We have.
Don't you worry about that.
But before we get to them, we've got to tell you what the #1 clip was. Everybody, I had so many messages on Facebook and Twitter saying how much they loved this moment. And this is the incredible episode when we had the fairground and the inflatable...
big family fun day, wasn't it?
A big family fun day with Sammy Snake and his 2 snake eggs.
There's a family fun day today at the soon-to-be re-restored Phoenix Club in Bolton. The fun starts at 2 o'clock. You listen to the What Song Guide on Chorley FM, where the listener comes first.
Howdy. Where do you want it?
What is it?
Inflatable for Brian Potter.
Sounds like a good swap. Setting up out here.
It's pleased to see you. How about that? You all want one, don't you?
Luke, what it is we're struggling here.
I've sorted all this out, right? Just relax, or you're twisting me melon, man. Everyone knows what they're doing. Everything's going to be all right.
Oh my God, sweet Jesus of Nazareth.
Well, what do you think?
It's not a castle.
You never said a castle.
We're not having that.
I said I want an inflatable.
It is an inflatable.
It's inflatable filth. That's what it is.
It's almost as big as mine, that.
Where did you get it?
Big festival in Amsterdam. It's one of a set. I've got the other in the van. Do you want to see it?
No, I do not.
We're not having that.
You're damn right we're not having it, Jerry. It's going back. Go on, take it.
But Brian.
It's a family fun day, man.
Yeah?
There's kiddies running around. They can't go jumping up and down on a love length.
Love length. What a great phrase. I wonder how many people are going to... Listen, please don't rush to your box sex now. Box sex? don't do that. Don't rush to that either. But don't rush to your box sets right now because we have got a fabulous show. But feel free to crack on the rest of tonight and watch the whole series because I know I will be doing.
Oh, it's absolutely brilliant. But it's time for us to meet our guest landlord of the week. And we're very excited that he is here with us. We're going to make our way over to the bar. But before we do that, let's see him in action when he's had just one or two few many pills.
It's lovely this. Have you got any water chestnut?
Oh, I bet it's good gear there. I like it.
What's that? It's sharking. Christ's sake, don't drink that. The mouth's on fire. I'm so surprised you'll strip playing with us, no? Little dots. You don't believe me? What? Have a look. 22. It's 22. 4 and 1, 41. Never mind. Slower. Catch up. You're going to catch up. You've seen him. He's off his head. I'm not. 4 and 5, 15. 4 and 5, 15. 13. Oh, shut up! Shut up! I've got balls left in here, blind woman. You don't own me. You don't own me. You lot. It's on you now. Bang, bang, chitty, chitty, bang. Murder! Chitty, bang, bang, chitty, chitty, bang, bang. Faster! Catch me!
Hello, Brian. How did we go on? Did we win? Did we win tonight? How did we do?
Oh. Jerry.
Oh.
What are you doing?
No idea.
Jerry! Get up, man!
Right then, it's time to introduce our guest landlord of the week. We've just seen him in action, gangster tripping. It's our very own Jerry. Please welcome the wonderful Dave Spikey! Hello!
Yeah, rocking a good mug. Rocking a mug of tea by the looks of it.
It's a biscuit tea.
We always ask our landlords what would normally be a tipple.
Beer.
Just, yeah?
I love beer.
Are we talking lager or ale?
Beer. I love like real ales, craft ales. That's
yeah,
me. That's
yeah.
basic. I love it. You know, people say you shouldn't drink a lot and all that because, you know, do you drink to relax? You drink to make you happy? No, I just like it. It tastes good. Just like it really tastes good, you know, so beer.
Oh,
Brilliant.
yeah, you're
Brilliant
not
stuff.
daft. So if you had like a night on and you'd had quite a few pints, you know, back in the good old days when you could stay out till late and then you could go on and you could hit a kebab shop on the way back or maybe go for a curry if you lived in town, what would be your after drinking choice of food?
I think curry always, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm veggie though. I've been veggie for
Have you?
30 odd years. Yeah.
30 odd years.
Bit of dal, bit of naan, bit of chapati, all that. Yeah.
Oh,
I have to say, over the years, touring with Dave, I've been introduced to some amazing vegetarian cuisine.
Have you really?
Yeah. What's the one? And I still to this day forget to order it in the Indian. That's the one. That one.
It's a memory.
The one.
Yeah, it's a dead one of them.
It's a dead one of them, exactly. It's got like spinach and cheese in it. It was lovely.
So that's a Malai kofta, that.
See, that's why I can never remember. That's too complicated.
There you go.
Well, can someone make a note of that for me,
Cheese
please?
balls, you squeeze them like that, don't you? Bit Malai kofta like that.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Very, very nice. Very nice.
Well, anyway, we're here to talk about the very wonderful Phoenix Nights, which I have to say is one of my favourite programmes of all time. 20 years old this year. The first series is 20 years old. So why don't you share with us some of your favourite memories of that time?
How was it born, first of all? What did it come out of?
Okay, so long story short, me and Peter got together after he won the North West Comedian of the Year that I was hosting, and then we did a thing called Mad for the A6, which me and Peter and Neil joined in. We just got a camper van And like Robbie Coltrane and Billy Connolly were doing Route 66 and doing this road, that. And we just did the A6 in Granada Land, and we got in a camper van and we just improvised on the way up and just stopped off. And, you know, little things like we've been at Adlington and just looking over the fence, me and Peter eating something, and I said, it's going to rain. How do you know? Well, cows always know when it's going to rain, don't they? So and it cuts to the cows. So I don't know how we did it. It was a cow in a field with a rain mate on like that. You know, them cows, they've got it, all that. So we did the A6 thing. Then we did the services, in which set
that
up China
Peter Kay thing, yeah.
And then it went into that Peter Kay thing.
Yeah.
And the first one, that Peter Kay thing was called In the Club, which I have a script for here. And that was like, it was like
Let's have a look.
spoof documentary.
Show us your show and tell us.
Well,
Do a proper show and tell.
So it's called In the Club, that one. That was the first one of the series there, In the Club.
Look at that.
It's got all my... I'll show you this one, though. So then... dropped it on the floor. So then, we put them together, and it was called, originally, that's what it was called.
Ukrainian
Nights.
Really?
Yeah, Phoenix Nights was called Ukrainian Nights to start off with. Because where we lived in Bolton, and I'm sure in the Northwest in general, there are a lot of Polish clubs, Ukrainian clubs, as well as your labour clubs and comic clubs and stuff.
Yeah.
And the one near me was just happened to be a Ukrainian club on Avenue Street in Bolton. And it's got here, get my glasses on. No, it's Ukrainian Nights, and it says 6 acts, a talent track and all that. The compere, now, the compere, it was called Jerry Graham, so it wasn't Jerry St. Clair, it was called Jerry Graham, or GG to his friends, to his friends. And I've written on there, you can see that in pencil, me please.
Oh yeah! Oh wow!
Before I even, because I had to audition for Jerry because I'd never done any acting.
That seems crazy, don't you think?
No, I had to. I mean, I absolutely had to.
Well, I didn't know your history until we were just chatting earlier. And why don't you tell us what you used to do for those people who don't know?
Well, again, long story short, so I wanted to be a doctor.
Yeah.
And my dad was a painter and decorator, self-employed, no job too small, estimates free. And and my dad's claim to fame was he painted the hands on the Town Hall clock in Bolton, which he did.
Yeah.
But what he doesn't tell anybody when he's bragging about it, when he was, God bless him, was that while he was doing it, he fell off. At 6:30, he had nothing to hold on to. A quarter past, he just took a chance. But no, so he had an accident, my dad, and I wanted to be a doctor. And I was doing the A levels to that end, sort of thing. And while he was in the hospital being treated, because he's off work, because I had to go to work because I couldn't stay at school because he was out of action for a year, badly broken leg, he fell off a ladder. And he said there's some jobs going in the laboratories here, so why don't you think about maybe applying for that? And that'll stand you in good stead when you resume your studies and hopefully go on to medical school and whatever. So I ended up working in the labs and stayed there. I loved it so much, and I ended up being in charge of the 30 years later. The haematology lab, that's my background in haematology. I was a biomedical scientist, obviously, a natural progression.
Natural progression.
Thank heavens you went into comedy. But there's no future in medical research, is there?
So I left the hospital on Friday the 13th of October in the year 2000, so 20 years ago, just over. And I remember I walked out the lab, and my own little lab, and I had my microscope. So my microscope, I've told my equipment off because I was in, leukemia diagnosis and abnormal hemoglobin diagnosis and all that. I took my white coat off and I hung it on the door for the last time, and I walked out. That was it. Said goodbye to the pathology department. And about a month later, I'm on a car park in Farnworth, dressed as a giant berry, on stage singing "Walking in Sunshine" while it's pissing down, and a 20-foot cock and balls coming up behind me, thinking, was this a good career move? So that's
well, it was, because I mean we put out a little thing about what people's favourite scenes were from the show, and Sammy the Snake. It was right up there. It was
you can't have kids on a love length.
So good.
Now, you mentioned about your own casting there. Yeah. And then it obviously must have come to the point where you were casting others. And there's a lot of, I've gone on to become good friends of myself, obviously. But these were comedians at the time, and we're joined by one now. And you can maybe explain what her audition was like, because Janice Connolly, Holy Mary herself, is live on a Zoom link. somewhere down that there Birmingham, and there she is. Lovely Janice.
I'm having a clear out. I'm having a clear out for lockdown 3. It's been the worst of the 3 lockdown, isn't it? Found some good stuff. How are you?
We're all good. What are you clearing out then?
Have you got rid of your love eggs?
I want to ask David, are they worth anything, the Phoenix Nights scripts?
I don't know. I've been doing the same as you. I've been up in the loft there, yeah, and just finding stuff, you know, with all the notes on it and things like that. I don't know, love. Maybe if the cast had signed them, they might be worth something. I've no idea.
Can you remember, Janice? Can you remember your audition?
I think I auditioned for being in, because I was in that Peter Kay thing. I was in the Oldest Paperboy. You wrote that, David, didn't you?
Well, we all chipped in. Contributed a lot to it. Leonard was based on a real person that Peter knew, wasn't he? The Oldest Paperboy.
That's right. Everybody wrote it, so it contributed a lot to it. Yeah. So I played a neighbour in that, and I remember having a line that said, like you could Google. And I must have said it good because I was in the.
I got a
lot of purchase out of that Kaggle line because what's he called? We used to be Jilted John, HRT Rescue.
Graham Fellows.
Thank you very much. Correct, Mundo. Graham Fellows must have seen. He said, I thought you were great when you said like you could go. Will you come? And I was sort of nearly his wife. I was nearly Mary for a bit. Based on that line, so you know.
Well done, you. What about the rest of the other castings then?
Just while we're on that, I just wish we'd have got to because one of my favourite scenes, well, there's so many, is will you stop it?
we're gonna have Clinton Baptiste on later. He may be able to explain why that glass just dropped.
Very haunted, this pub. It's very haunted.
No, the scene at the ladies' night with the love eggs.
Oh yeah, well that was brilliant. But actually, it was Peter that taught me how to do it properly.
Really?
He said, he said, do it like this. But he did shut all the doors first before he showed me.
Just as an aside, I've got my notes again here from when I went around all the clubs doing the research. There was a club in Chorley that were having a ladies' night, and that's where we got the idea from, that we should have one at the Phoenix. And they had strippers on. They had 2 blokes on strippers, Vulcan and Vertigo. Vertigo? I said, I hope you don't get up on the table. Vertigo? Vulcan and Vertigo, right? No, and I went interviewing the girl who was organising it, and she came up with that classic line about the love eggs. Pop them in on the way to work and you'll come before the buzz does. And I wanted to go to the ladies' night and they wouldn't let me, so Kay went, my wife went. And I had to sit outside and it was just like raucous laughter the whole way through, but they wouldn't let me in, So that was in a pub near Chorley. Yeah.
Amazing.
Unbelievable.
Was it Kate Robinson? It was Kate Robinson who was in the ladies' night, I think.
That's right. Yeah. It was such good fun, David. It doesn't feel like all that time ago, does it?
20 years.
Crazy.
It's 5 years, Janice, since we did the live thing. How great was that,
Oh, well, listen, I brought a thing from that because I used to do the raffle, and one of the things I raffled, and trying to get this in the picture, was Brian. His bars, but this was quite a good one. It was Waterford Crystal. So we used to get rid of one every night, and at the end I said, that one that's too good to put in the raffle, can I have it? And I put it in my bag.
It looks like it's been broken there. Who's broken that?
It on the way home.
Oh, no!
Right, crafting.
It goes down a lot of people when we did the live shows, because I was lucky enough. I always used to be dead embarrassed about being included in every conversation. Okay, Steve Earle from Phoenix Nights, you go, I did 30 seconds at the end of one episode. So when it finally came to the live show, it was like to be part of the family. I was like brought into the fold, if you like. But one of the highlights that most people talk about is your raffle. The raffle, it's a raffle. 15,000 people having a raffle is so ridiculous. Just the concept of it is just brilliant in itself, isn't it? But I used to go to the back, because I think it was in the second half, wasn't it? I used to go to the back of the arena, and it was the highlight of my night every night, watching you just do that. Just so ridiculous, but just gloriously funny.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fun. And I also used to love, because they used to have Ray Vaughan doing the like a great big dance thing, and I used to love going out as Holy Mary and just walking around. I felt a bit like one of those show horses walking around the pitch and getting people to dance. Oh, that's fun. I just loved it.
I imagine for you, Dave, that was like reaffirming so many years later, and I mean, now we're looking back 20 years later, but that must reaffirm the love for the show. At what point originally did you realise you were onto a winner? Because it was a massive winner. I mean, the sitcoms come and go, but that Phoenix Nights...
I don't think you never think about it. You know, I think you just do your best. That sounds a bit, you know, trite, but you do, you know. I think with having three writers on it, 3 comedians who had like the finger on the pulse of what was happening for comedy instinctively at the time, just do your best and don't leave a scene until you've wrung every last little laugh out of it, even if it's a picture or something on the telly or something on the radio. Are we missing a trick with that line and whatever? So we knew we'd done a really, really good job, but then it got sort of hidden away sort of late on a Friday night, and you just, and then it's this thing at cult status. I don't know how that happens. I don't know people.
I don't think there is a magic formula for it, is there? It started, but then it almost got better and better with the replays, and then more and more people watched it.
I think the second series was when it really
the anticipation of the second series. That's when you realised, oh my lord.
At what point did you stop being called Dave in the street and get called Jerry? How many times? Jerry the Berry.
Oh, Jerry the Berry. I get that all the time. Walking down the street, I was on the down in London, obviously before all this nonsense, and you think you're in London, and I'm going up the subway from Euston. I've got a dog, because dogs must be carried on the subway, so I know. I'm just hearing this on the Jerry the Berry, and you look around and there's people on the escalator at London Euston shouting, "Give me 5, Jerry!" It's ridiculous. It's almost like every time I go in Asda, I get asked about the black bin bags. It's one of them.
Yeah.
One of the other scenes as well that we've got a lot of people talked about is when you do take it too far with the drugs and
the gangster. We showed that before. Gangster stripping.
That, I mean. Was that improvised?
A lot of it was, because we were all on the set.
Scratch, itchy teeth.
Itchy teeth. Catch the moon. Just madness. And people saying, and I fell over and knocked a picture off the wall, and just keep that in, do that again, and do that.
Yeah.
It's just great, because you're an ensemble like that. I mean, what were dinner times like on the bus, Janice? Just like, you couldn't... Just 10 comics on a bus trying to outdo each other all the time. Just unbelievable, you know.
No, it's so happy memories when you look back, and I think over lockdown you spend a lot of time in your memory world. I think, I'm so glad I was involved with that. So really nice. Yeah.
One of my favourite things, as I was looking back through loads of scenes and stuff like that, I fell upon the outtakes again, and I've watched them before, and they're so good just because it is infectious. Just watching people laugh and just looking like they're having a whale of a time. What were some of your best memories from like just stupid stuff that was happening?
Well, on those outtakes makes me laugh, because there's that one where everybody's laughing and I'm very serious, because I'm trying to be really professional. Don't waste these lads' time, the cameraman's time.
That's so Janice, isn't it? That's so you.
You're right, miserable pig, that holy man. Marion, don't laugh. What did I like? I just loved everybody being together, really. And I love being in St. Greg's. I love being in the club, you know, and just being off camera, sitting around talking to people and all the ordinary people that were involved in it. I love being with a load of people and a load of people around all the time, making this fantastic thing together. So, it was just lovely. The whole thing was lovely.
How important do you think it was that you did get comedians in? Instead of you could have, I imagine you did audition actors as well.
I think, because you had that license to just... The thing is, with comedians, we're not actors. I mean, some have got great skill at acting, and Neil and Janice has done better. And so you know, every take's different.
Yeah.
And your continuities to pop.
Yeah.
Like drinking one scene, put it down. And we were just making stuff up as we went along. And so every scene took like 10 times as long as it should do, because it just kept changing all the time. I mean, the outtake that I love best is the one with Justin. I don't know if you mentioned.
Oh, I love it. Yeah,
No.
yeah. I might put it on in a bit. It's so good.
We had a formula like that when I worked at. They're like, just couldn't stop laughing. Just like, and Justin stood at the end, and he nearly gets through it a couple of times, all the way to the end, and then just fluffs one little thing, and everybody just.
I think the beauty of that outtake is that you're actually watching who's going to go next, because there's so many other people around the table. You're waiting for Archie to crack or anyone else like that. Yeah, we will show that clip in a second.
Is the club still there?
Yeah, St Greg's is still there, as far as I know. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Do you remember him? Do you remember him, Janice?
Oh, my word.
Oh, wow, they did the job. I think like something like poor Alsatian or still sorry for the dog.
You can't get an Alsatian to testify, can you? You can't. A look of satisfaction really seen on an Airedale. I love that line that he says, you know what bothers me most? Ignorance kills. It's ignorance. We don't educate young people enough. It's ignorance that kills. Ignorance and smoke. Smoke. Ignorance kills and smoke. And fire doesn't kill. Smoke. Well, fire does kill. It's just genius. Great character.
You've got another thing there that I've been looking for years. Somewhere in my attic, right, I have a copy of this because this was
It's the Grand Gala opening of the Phoenix, the Grand Gala opening. And they had these made up to give out on the night. They're so rubbish, aren't they? Look at that.
They're just brilliant.
So they open up, obviously. Phoenix. So it pops up there, the Phoenix, which is, what's that? It's nothing like the Phoenix, that. That's the Phoenix. And of course, here you go.
A little pop Brian Potter as well. I got one of them because I think people won't realise, but all the audition scenes at the end of each episode were all filmed on that one day, which obviously I was a part of.
Oh, yeah, of course,
But that was just crazy. And I remember the standout audition, I don't know if you were there, Janice, but the standout auditions were the Rumburgers.
Oh.
Which just had everyone crying, the old couple dancing.
The old couple boring dancing,
I've seen them in a club in Manchester, outside Manchester, because they were used to do the rounds, didn't they, around Manchester?
Yeah, they did. Used to dance at Blackpool Tower Ballroom and do it that straight. I remember when we first saw Eamon O'Neill recommended. You remember Eamon from Granada? He recommended them. He'd done some sort of documentary for Granada, and so we went when we got on stage. You didn't really know whether they were just rubbish, and it was a bit embarrassing to laugh at these poor old. I mean, they were 80 odd, weren't they? And whether they should be laughing or not, and you could see everybody in the first few takes going, "What do you think?" And then we realised they were doing it as an act. They were fantastic.
It's just so deadpan, like you say.
Deadpan. And they go, hey!
Isn't there a bit where does she go on his head or something like that and walks round him or something like that? He goes down on one knee, doesn't he? Yeah. And then just walks round his head like... How brilliant would it be the guests on Strictly one week? Just have them, instead of your big celebrities, just having the Rumburgers on.
It'd be amazing because they both died about 10 years ago.
Even more amazing.
Not funny, either way.
Oh, even better. Even more reason. Brilliant.
Oh, well, we could talk to you all day, honestly. It's just such a fantastic show and you must be so proud of it.
Yeah, we are.
We want to thank you so much, Janice, for coming. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you, Dave.
Go on, Dave.
You want to say one more thing?
I mentioned me and Janice did a thing in lockdown.
Oh yeah.
Should have got seen more. Should have got, not because we're in it, but I think it was really good. Janice, you, Rex and Sandra.
Yeah, it was really great. It was smashing. It's still knocking around, is it,
on
Dave?
YouTube, I think.
On YouTube, Rex
Just
and Sandra.
Rex and Sandra, beautiful little piece. Basically, it's brother and sister, isn't it?
It's a brother and sister who've communicated through Zoom in lockdown.
Yeah.
But what it underlines, I think, is that we've lost contacts outside. We lost. These are brothers and sisters that very rarely spoke anyway.
Yeah.
But this has brought them, in a way, it brought them together. Lockdown brought them actually together to have these game nights and these silly nights and these silly conversations.
Yeah.
It was before that. I mean, that's been a big hit staged, hasn't it? With
David Tennant, Michael Sheen.
We predated that by a few months, and I think that was his.
Yours is funnier.
I
don't mind putting my head up on the parapet and saying that. It's definitely funnier. Very, very funny.
Well, nobody would notice if you put your head up on the parapet. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Janice.
You are wonderful. We love you very, very
Yeah.
much. And let's see these guys in action now with the outtake scene from the
See you
very
later.
marvellous
Carry on clearing
Phoenix
up.
Club.
Take care.
See you all.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
You're joking. He's power mad. He wants to destroy us.
I used to have a boss, supervisor, just like lad when I worked at Walker's. Right piece of work. We'd all booked to go on a Christmas meal. Me and a few of the lads. We got a coach to pick us up from the Albion. 3-course meal, all in. Coffee, mince, cheese board, disco after, dancing. Anyway. But he said we couldn't go. Just like that. Said we had to clock off our normal time. He knew we'd had it booked for months and all. Made us clock off our normal time. He wouldn't let us clock off early. He knew we'd had it booked for months, and he made us clock off our normal time. I used to have a supervisor just like lad when I worked at Walker's, supervisor. Sorry. I used to have a supervisor just like lad. I'm really sorry, I can't help it, he was laughing. And
A little bit annoyed look at anybody else. Shut up, for fuck's
Just to be
3-course meal, all in. Cheese, bud, coffee.
Right, come on.
Thanks for a bit, Matt.
Right, come on, we're going now. This is it. Come on.
Hello, Tom. Hello, Steve. Justin Moorhouse here. I believe you're doing a Phoenix Night special on the show this week, and asking me for my memories and stuff like that. Overriding memories. Well, clearly it's 20 years ago now since we did it. Long time. Good times. What are my overriding memories? Well, I'll be honest with you. A lot of it was great. Most of it was great. There's a couple of things that stick in my mind that weren't so great. First one was during the filming of the first series. We were filming in the bonded warehouse in Granada, where Steve, I believe you've worked when it's part of the Granada Studios tour. And we were walking where the borrowers were, and we were walking back into the set for the one of the function rooms. And as we walked through, the sound came up, cameras turning, quiet please, and action. So we all stand still, like this. And I just stood there in young Kenny's trademark fleece and Man City top and tracksuit bottoms. And I just felt something warm, not unpleasant at first, but I felt something warm going down my leg. And Archie Kelly, who plays Kenny Sr., had decided to remove his penis and urinate down the leg of his fellow actor. So you could call it a lovely warm memory. You could call it post-traumatic stress, but that's something I'll never get rid of. There was that, and the occasion where young Kenny had to dress up as Meatloaf and drive a moped onto the stage. And they wouldn't let me drive the moped onto the stage on the night of filming when the audience were in, for health and safety reasons. So I got a stuntman. He was called Rupert. He was good looking fella. And I was quite chuffed that I had a stuntman, and he was telling me all this about his experiences working on James Bond films, and he'd been working on Harry Potter, and he'd been doing this and that, and now he was my stunt double. And this really good-looking posh fella, you know, Rupert, was going to be my stunt double for the scene. And all day I kept saying to the other people, my mates in the cast, have you not got a stunt double? Oh, it's Rupert is my stunt double. I got quite big-headed about it, I'll be honest with you. Nothing bursts your bubble. Nothing takes the wind out of your sails more than seeing your stunt double having 2 pillows gaffer taped to his middle for continuity reasons. Have a great day.
So welcome back to Steve and Tom's Lock-In, our Phoenix Night special. That was a message from young Kenny himself, the brilliant Justin Moorhouse. It's funny enough, I was thinking of of taking a slash down your leg and pranking you a little bit later.
Yeah, it's the sort of thing you do, Tom.
We've got a message from old Kenny coming very, very soon, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime...
Well, the meantime, no, I'm getting the word.
What was that?
I'm getting the word.
It's not, is it?
Yeah, we've got a very special guest.
Is it coming on live?
Yeah, the spirits are strong. It's only Clinton Baptiste.
Oh!
Clinton. Is he here? Clinton, can you hear us?
Can you hear us, Clinton?
Namaste. Shalimar, Shack Attack, Shukademus and plies, my friends, and plies. Now, spirit very, very strong where you are. And in order to attract spirit, nice to see you, fam. In order to attract spirit, I do have the eternal flame, which must never, ever be extinguished. Although I say that, the batteries are running down a little bit, so I might leave that. Namaste, guys. Shwaddy to you both. Now, listen.
Thank you so much for joining us, Clinton. It's great to have you with us.
I've brought with me my mystical balls, which I picked up from Mauritius. Where you are, I got to tell you, these are positively throbbing with spirit presence.
Well,
they're not wrong. They're red hot. They're blue, my balls at the moment, but that's more to do with the lock-in. But anyway,
we have had a presence earlier on.
That is correct. I very much picked that up, Steve.
A glass just flew off a shelf, and I don't know if you know who that might have been or anything.
What I'm picking, very, very strong spirit. In fact, you want to keep them away 2 meters apart, put a bleeding mask on. Some of them is what I want to say. What I'm saying is, what you've got there, listen, currently there's more dead uns in there in the lock-in. Ironic you call it a lock-in. There's more dead people in there than alive ones. Honestly, I can see, you can't see them, I can. They're playing on the fruity. There's someone having a game of pool there, a game of darts.
Oh, well, yeah.
The corner, yeah.
Can you see them all there? In fact, I'll tell you what, there's an old World War I soldier there, and he's just said to me, he said, "Did you go over the top, boy?" I said, "What, putting all this on for this crap?" "Yeah, I'll say I did." Bloody hell. The ex-landlady is there. She likes having so many dead uns in. She's dead chuffed, literally. And this is what I'm saying. He's got one of the old boys there, one of the old deadens. The police came by and he opened the door to the police. They're not supposed to be open, this one. And he said, "Oh, no, it's all right. It's just a family dude." Luckily, the policeman saw straight through him, literally. But the thing is, what I've got here, you might want to pass this on to Colin, who owns the pub, lad.
Yeah.
His granddad is haunting the basement there, and he's saying, "You may have ye oldie curse with subsidence." He says a bit of mold appearing around the skirting. He's not nagging, but you might want to get ye oldie plaster injected with a damp course. And he says, "Whatever you do, don't get ye first cowboy that comes. It's a false economy." He says, "What you've done before with the roof," he says, "it's a money pit." He's saying, from where he can see it, get the same person who done Emma's house a few doors up. All right, that's all I'm saying. I'm passing it on. Don't shoot the messenger. He says he's not nagging.
That's probably why the pumps aren't working and we can't get the proper barrels.
Absolutely right. But what I want to say to you is that I've been very, very busy in the lockdown. I'm still doing my spirit readings. And it's always the same. People who come to me, they always want to know, a lot of women, they come and they always say they want to know about personality and finance. So I had a woman only yesterday, she said to me, "Do spirits think I'm naive and bad with money?" I said, "Gandhi says absolutely not, and there'll be 100 quid, please." But it's lovely. No, I mean, what I want to say, but what people don't understand is what I'm seeing from where I am. I'm seeing a whole bank of faces, a sea of faces, people who are stuck between this world and the next in purgatory. It's a bit like, how can I describe it? It's a bit like watching, a family Zoom quiz in lockdown, which coincidentally was pretty much purgatory as well, if you remember.
You're not wrong.
Absolutely right. But listen, how you doing, fellas? All right, everything all right there?
We are very good.
Yeah,
mate.
we're getting through this together. As I show you, is it easy to contact? I was going to ask you this question. Is it easy to contact the spirits via Zoom? Are they on Zoom in the spirit? Do they have anything like
They can't work it. They can't work it. Some of them are old. What I have trouble with is, the corporeal. You, Steve. With you, what I'm seeing now when I'm trying to communicate psychically, telepathically, I'm seeing a very, I don't get too technical, but a very mucky window, very grubby window. And it's either that you're blocking me communicating or you live in a shithole. Clean your windows. Try clean your windows.
Well, he does live in Charlie.
It's Charlie.
Fond memories of Charlie. Fond memories of Charlie. It was lovely. But I have just come back from Vegas. Extraordinary. So I'm a little bit, jet lagged, So, of course, here, what is it, like 9 o'clock? In Vegas, I'm still in Vegas time, where it's about 1 in the afternoon. And in Charlie, it's still 1973. So I'm a little bit discombobulated, if you like.
Can you tell us about Vegas? Because it's a strange place because you must get, I was going to say the recent dead. You're not talking about your Victorian figures in there. Who have you met then?
My God. Well, they're all there. I've met Elvis, of course. And he's put on a lot of weight, Elvis. I said to him then, he said he's had pies, pasties, sausage rolls. He said, in fact, in the words of the rapper Coolio, he's been living in a gangster's paradise. And he said, but I tell you what, when I was at Vegas, this was the funny thing. Elvis was there, and you go and you can't. It's a cheat really because they've nicked his act. You can go there and be married in the little chapel.
Yeah.
Right, and it's extraordinary. All the vows, they're all Elvis related. So it's like, do you promise to love me tender, love me true? And the man will say, I promise not to leave you in Heartbreak Hotel. I promise not to scuff your blue suede shoes, but most of all, I promise not to die on the toilet after an overdose of prescription barbiturates. And it's all relative, That's it. But I tell you what I've learned from the ghosts and that, they're very philosophical. They've had a lifetime of experience, and it was Elvis who said to me, wonderful this. He said to me, he said, dance, it's an old saying, but dance like there's no one watching. Sing like no one's listening. In other words, just try and copy Cheryl Cole's career nowadays. It won't go too far.
Or mine. Oh,
not you, Steve. You're a big star. Didn't they give you the golden shower on the X Factor? Wasn't that what they did?
I didn't quite get that. No. It wasn't broadcast when that happened.
No.
Now, it's been amazing to have you on the show with us, Clinton. We really do truly feel blessed to have you in our presence because we know how highly sought after you are. But we've been in this pub for the last 4 weeks, and it is famously haunted by many different clientele from the years gone by because it's hundreds of years old.
Yeah, there's proper ghosts.
So do you have one message that you can give to us just as a parting shot? Just one little gift before you have to go.
What I would say to you is this. Just a little bit, it's a bit of a philosophical thing, right? Never promise to do something drunk that you cannot fulfill when you're sober. Especially if it's to take the wife and her sister to see James Blunt at Wembley, because that is a bloody long night. Next time I'm up there, I'm going to be in there. I'm going to come in that pub, and I will be, for any punters who are up there, signing copies of my CD, Clinton Baptiste Probes Our Souls. But I'm very happy to come up and do that. Namaste, guys. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you so much, Clinton Baptiste, everybody.
Shook a can.
I've been asked before about whether or not I ever acquired any memorabilia, took anything from the Phoenix Nights set. I'll say again what I said to the costume department when we finished, and to that policeman. What would I want with the Britney Spears schoolgirl outfit? Anyway, one of my abiding memories from filming Phoenix Nights was St Gregory's Club in Farnworth, and just opposite the club was a body car spray place, where they did resprays on cars, etc. And two lads who ran the body shop. We used to park on their croft outside their shop. We used to put all the unit on there, when we were filming, and they used to join us for lunch and things like that, and we got to know them quite well. Anyway, one day we're filming this scene outside the club, and Peter is in a wheelchair as Brian Potter with all the Brian Potter makeup on, etc. And this lad comes, one of the lads from the shop comes, and he stands and he's chatting to us, and Peter sees him and says, I banged my car on the way in this morning, will you have a look at it for me? And he turned to him and he said, why don't you get him to pay for it? So we all looked. So Peter went, who? He went, why don't you get him to pay for it? He's got loads of money, that Peter Kay. So that was one of my favourite memories.
The brilliant Archie Kelly. Funny man, Kenny Senior.
Oh, well, we hope you've enjoyed our Phoenix Night special tonight. We've absolutely loved it. Like I say, it's one of my favourite shows, and it's been great to think back to the wonderful year of 2001. Now, before we go and we bring a close to not only today's episode, but also season 1 of Steve and Tom's Lock-In, it's important that we finish with another challenge, because although Steve won the last 2 episodes, we've actually had a bit of a
steward's inquiry,
on last week.
I'm more than willing to hold a hand up. I think the problem was last week we had Dave Flounder judging, and he can't judge much through them glasses. The lenses are that thick.
And also it makes it a little bit more interesting for this next challenge if we're 1-1.
Yeah, let's be honest, that's the main reason we're doing this. Yeah. So what's the final challenge then, Tom?
Well, luckily enough, we've been donated some lovely pints of Kamikaze Lager from the Phoenix Club.
Thanks, Landlord Dave.
Landlord Dave has just gone downstairs to change the barrel. We've managed to get the final 2 pints before the barrel was finished. So he's downstairs in the cellar, and we've got to mention our sponsors.
Oh yeah, the fabulous Brinskill Interiors. Yes. Listen, we can't thank them enough. Martin down there, if you want blinds, you want curtains, you want haberdashery, I think is the correct word. Haberdashery. For all your haberdashery requirements, please use Brinskill Interiors. We're totally, grateful for the help.
Thank you for your support throughout this episode. Absolutely. So what we're going to do, we're going to drink this as quickly as we can.
This is the worst challenge you could possibly think of.
And then you've got to stick it on the table, and then we're going to sing out and end this episode in style.
I'm not a big drinker. I'm giving it up for Lent. That went well, didn't it? I found myself in a pub within 4 days. Right, okay.
Are we ready for this? Jim, you're going to count us down?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, go!
Here we go.
Oh my... No way!
It's gone.
I've only done that! How on earth have you managed it?
That is done and dusted.
You sing and I'll sit to you like your best mate.
Really fits
It's my best mate. You're my best mate, you.
Thank you for watching these last few weeks. We hope you've enjoyed it. We absolutely love being back in a pub. We cannot wait until this lockdown is lifted and we can get some people in here with us.
Yeah. Here you go. Wherever you go. Whatever you do.
Oh, it's hearsay.
It's out there for you.
I'll be there for you. Gonna be there wherever it takes. I swear it's true. Do you like the 2001 hairstyle? Pure and simple. I'll be there for you. Pure and simple. Gonna be there. So thank you so much. Thanks to Dave Spikey. Thanks to Janice. Thanks to Clinton Baptiste.
Thanks to Toby, to Archie, to Justin as well.
We want to thank Emma, who runs this pub and has allowed us to come in here and film these last 4 weeks. And we cannot finish without thanking Jim, our technician at the back there, who's been an absolute star.
Top job.
Just helping us make these last 4 weeks of episodes. We hope you enjoyed them. We've certainly enjoyed doing them.
Still not finished my bike.
We'll see you soon. Wherever you go,
whatever you do. Pure and simple. I'll be there for you.
Pure and simple, gonna be there.
Sing it to me,
whenever
Western
takes.
boys.
I swear it's true.
Oh yeah, listen to
Pure and simple. I'll be there for you.
He'll be there for you.
See,
That's where
guys,
you'll be